Here we are for round 5, the very last week here. We are 3-1, pretty much in a win and in for top 8 here, playing against Tomas88. Believe he's from the Dominican Republic. I think he told me that after the match. And I have no idea what he's playing, never played him before. So it looks like we lost the die roll. And this hand's a little slow, but we catch up with our 7 life and plenty of guild gates, so I'll keep. We're on the draw, Blossoming Sands, okay. Draw another Prophetic Prism, which is fine. So we get to play tapped land. Obviously with the black one in case we need to draw, play dead weight. So he plays a no-4, he's playing white-green heroic, okay. Untap land allows us to play Prophetic Prism this turn. While it doesn't guarantee that we can play turn 4 Cerulean Gatekeepers, the fact that if we play Prism here and Prism the next turn, we might be able to find another untapped land. So, you know, I figure it's better just to do that rather than do nothing this turn. Always want to draw cards as soon as possible. Grave Purge is not the draw we're looking for. So here we have to play a tap land, so we might as well play our only 2-drop. Devour Flesh seems pretty good. Travel Preparations, wow, that card is sick and heroic. 2 mana, give 2 creatures +2/+2, flashback. Give 2 more creatures +2/+2, that's unreal. Taking 5. Wow, okay. Here, I guess I didn't really get punished for the way I chose to play. I'd have play. If I finally played my untapped land here, I would have drawn Devour Flesh. Only had 1 Prism in play, and I would have played my Cerulean Gatekeepers, and I wouldn't have been able to block the Trailblazer if he flashes back Travel Prep, which he does. And I let him. I know he's getting 2 extra life by me not Devour Fleshing in response, but I figured there's an off chance he could Defiant Strike or do something to target his guy, but he doesn't. So always be smart and wait till the end of blockers. I don't care how much life he gains, because if I'm going to win this game, it's because I'm going to have control of it, and his life total is kind of irrelevant for that. So save that, but I take 5, and he has a 5/5 flyer attacking me on turn 5, which is probably the worst case scenario for my deck. And he basically just had to play another 1/1. 1 mana 1/1. So he's that's so interesting. With 4 cards in hand, he's tapping out. I guess since I showed him Devour Flesh, he's playing around Devour Flesh. But what could here? I don't like the way I play this. I already remember what happens. All right, so what do you guys do here? Definitely playing the tap land, and then we have to play either an Ubulsar or a Cerulean. I probably should have played Ubulsar. I don't know why I was scared of taking too much damage, so I think I play Cerulean. Yeah. I figured it blocks the Hopeful Eidolon anyway, and I want him to play like a Wingsteed Rider or another Crone Skyguard, and then I'll Ubulsar that. But being tapped out allows him to Defiant Strike, so he's not scared. Bondkin, okay, draw another land, so not the best draw here. Really need to draw removal spells. So here what I'm thinking is my only real way to stay alive in this game is to play Cerulean, draw Ghostly Flicker, maybe Flicker double Cerulean, gain 14, and wait till I hit like a murder. But I figure he's got protection spells, since he's playing basically a heroic deck. Wingsteed Rider with mana open, this can't be good. So the fact that he did not choose to outlast his Aunok Bondkin means he's got at least a God's Willing or Feat of Resistance type card. So there's no sense in me trying to Ubulsar Gravekeeper his Windseed Rider, because then he's just going to protect it, and then he'll be hitting me for harder than not, right? So I see Prism Guildgate, which is, well, again, why I like Forbidden Alchemy. I get to draw Ceruli and play one. So far gaining 21 life this game, meaning I would currently be at -3. He's crunching for a lot every single turn, though. Devour Flesh, interesting. So with Grave Purge in hand, it makes me want to try to have some of my Ceruli die. If they died, it would be good for me. So here, I just let him fire off this Ajani's Presence. Devour Flesh probably gets rid of the Bond Can, sure. He eats one of my guys, which is fine. And here, I think I just go for more Cerulis again, because he can hit me for 9 in the air, which puts me at 3. So if he has any more Ajani's Presences, I would just be dead on board. Doesn't attack with a 3/3 flyer. That's interesting. Not sure why. I just keep drawing blanks, and all he needs to draw is protection spells, and I can't possibly win. So here, attack with everything. I'm trying to bait out something. I probably should have Ubulsar'd the Hopeful Eidolon before blocks here, but well, it doesn't really matter. I let my guy die, it's fine. I can now Ubulsar try to kill the 2/2. Better late than never, right? But he has Center Soul, which is a huge beating, because he gets to Pro Black, save his guy, and then with 0 cards in hand, rebound, target his other guy, puts me to 2 life on board, and then he rips Travel Prep, which is just game. So game 1 was pretty much a massacre. I would take 19 this turn. Travel Prep on Heroic is absurd. Man, I like that combo. Damn, that is, it's like, damn, that's good cards. Alright, so sideboarding. We just have some removal. We have some Essence Scatter, Negate, Plummet, Victim of Night, Murder, you know. So we're on the play for game 2. So already you notice too, we're up 5.5 minutes on him, so he was not the fastest player. This hand is completely unkeepable. We need more than just a land. We need like 2 Guild Gates in our opening hand, almost always, so that's an easy mull. And wow, this hand seems perfect. We would like to draw removal, but you know, beggars can't be choosers on 6. I'll take 2 Guild Gates and some recovery cards. I've already got the 4th land, so I like our chances. He has no 1-drop and just a Bondkin, which can probably die. So we get to, I would play untap land, and go Alchemy into Gatekeeper. Skyguard with mana to protect it, so probably has got a God's Willing type effect. Alchemy hits Devour Flesh, Victim of Night. Now, there's an argument for taking the Victim of Night, because we know he has protection spells in his hand. Devour Flesh gets around it, sure, but we really do want to get those protection spells out of his hand. The problem is that if we target his heroic guy, then it makes him bigger. So, yeah, Negate was a pretty good draw, I think. So I think we'll lead with the 2/4, gain our 7 life, which is sick. And that at least bricks his 2/1, so hopefully we get him to spend mana trying to outlast it, potentially. If we're just taking 1 here, totally fine with it. But the O4 gonna make our Devour Flesh a little worse, which kinda stinks, but we got double Ghostly Flicker now, so we are set up. If we draw a K-Mancer, we're gonna be super set up here. So taking one again, that's it. He tries to tap 4 mana. Wingsteed Rider. Okay, I figure I have to play Devour Flesh now just because I need to use my mana. So I'm going to get rid of his 0-4. But no, I get rid of his 2-1, which is interesting to me. And look, we draw a K-Mancer, which is really sick. So here I figure I have the negate. I get back the Victim Knight instead of Devour Flesh. Because I don't think I'm going to have that much time if he starts playing spells targeting his creatures. So I have to take 3 this turn, go to 20. Ooh, drawing Murder. Okay, this is really good. So we do only have 5 mana, but we can pass the turn so that we can flicker in response to blocks. If he were to attack with the 0-4, but he doesn't. It's almost a free attack for him. Well, I take the damage because I don't want to go for the Murder Victim Knight. With 4 cards in hand and without using protection yet, I guarantee he has it, and I don't want to take any extra damage, so I'll wait until end of turn. Now here, I do want to play Flicker, so I think I have to Victim of Night. Yep. And if possible, what I want to do is keep targeting the worst threat, right? So when I have the ability to interact, I want him to keep investing all of his targeting into one guy. So the Wingsteed Rider makes sense because he's already bigger. And so like hopefully if the dust settles and I finally kill this Wingsteed Rider, then he's only left with the 1-1 instead of a 2-2. Right? So he plays God's Willing here, puts a counter on his guy. I have the option to let it resolve and then just flicker my Cerulean Archaeomancer, getting back the flicker and just gain 7 life a turn, or I could get back the Victim of Night or Devour Flesh if I left Victim of Night resolved, but I instead decide to see if he has 2 spells that can protect him, because it'll at least force it to get baited out now. The only problem with this play is it's not the most mana efficient. I'm leaving myself with 2 3-drop spells in hand. I probably should have just played the Flicker this turn. So yeah, I think I messed up this turn. I think I should have let the God's Willing resolve, let the Victim of Night get countered, end of turn play the Flicker, get back Victim of Night, since I already have another Flicker in hand. And then on his next end of turn, I go for it again. But as you can see, when it comes into play tap land, I can't Flicker and Murder this turn, so that's a little weak. So I figure he didn't attack, so I might as well attack. And look, he's scared to block, so I figure if he attacks with the 0-4, I can Flicker my guys and block. So he just goes for it, which means I think he has a protection spell. It kind of sucks that if I let it resolve, it's more likely that he has a protection spell afterwards, but it's rough. I think I have to take 7, go to 10. And then he's trying to diversify his threats here, which is really interesting. So I attempt to Murder in response here, which will force him to tap out. Alright, a 3rd God's Willing with only 1 card left. He's drawn quite well for himself. But I finally have him tapped out. So now with 6 mana open, I can attack with both my creatures. Ooh, drawing Deadweight is kind of nice too. If he blocks the 2-4, which I would maybe normally do, then Deadweight would kill his 0-4, which would be sweet. But instead, I'm pretty safe to just Ghostly Flicker my 2 guys, gain 7 life, and get back Victim of Night. Victim of Night to 6/6. take care of that, and then use the deadweight on the 3-3. I could use it on the 0-4, or I could just saved it for like a freshly drawn Wingsteed Rider or something like that, but he's used 3 protection spells already, and I just want to minimize damage. If he has the Center Soul or Fourth God's Willing, then so be it, but if not, I'm fine with taking 1. Another deadweight. So he drew Anik Bondkin, and he drew 1 other card. So yeah, he's kind of commenting that he was greedy to tap out, but he had to because God's Willing, and was he not going to play Hopeful Eidolon, I guess, maybe. He also is kind of struggling with the fact that I play much faster than him and that he doesn't have a lot of time left. He's up a game, and it's not clear that I'm winning this game yet. So I don't get it, but I'm still hoping for him to block the 0-4, and then this is actually a pretty tough choice because if his last card in hand is a protection spell, he gets to make the other deadweight fall off, which he might do anyway, but I go for it. I figure I can Ghostly Flicker, get back something if he has anything. And he does have the Center Soul, which is super annoying. So instead of being able to flicker Ceruli every single turn and gain 7 life every single turn, which almost would inevitably win the game, I don't want him to be gaining like 4 life a turn with this 4/4 flyer. So I flicker and just get back the negate, I believe. And that stop. I mean, I could kill the creature and that should stop the Center Soul from resolving, but negate also stops from resolving, so it doesn't really matter. So he has to outlast his guy and has no attacks. I draw, comes to play tap land, which is pretty annoying. If it came into play untapped, I would have been able to flash back Forbidden Alchemy, which would have been sweet. He just does that again. So my draw step, Arcane-Mancer, is pretty much perfect. So I get back Ghostly Flicker, and now I can get back a free spell every single turn of the game and just start terminating all of his guys with Victim of Night, or just using Devour Flesh and killing every creature. And I'm still at 23 life, so the fact that he didn't attack there was interesting, but yeah, I guess I would have just blocked and flickered, so it didn't matter. So get back Victim of Night. Ravenous Rats gets a land out of his hand. It's interesting he knew not to play the land. Outlast his guy. You know, his clock is so low, and I'm in a spot where I can't possibly lose this game, so I'm just, doing my thing, flickering and Victim of Nighting. He uses God's Willing to try to save his 1/1. That's cute. And this game is pretty much over. I'm just flickering and killing everything. 1 mana 0/4s. Watch out. Yoke Dox is on steroids in this upgraded version of Lagana Band Trailblazer. Alright. He didn't concede yet? Alright. Rats. He's drawing XL lands. Massive components. Okay. Boom. He has seen enough. And he also does not think that it is fair that I have 8.5 minutes on my clock and he has 4 minutes on his clock. Hence, I'm the control player. I should have less time on my clock, apparently. That is the logics. Well, this last game is going to be interesting. I really like if I draw well, I think I'm well positioned. If he draws well, and I don't draw well, and I have a chance to get steamrolled. So this hand seems great. We're going Guildgate into Island, anticipate, devour flesh. His hand seems perfect. He has tap land nothings. We have tap land nothing as well. He has turn 2 nothing. Wow. And we hit untap land, so we're going to go island pass. Nope. So I guess I don't need to anticipate quite yet, because I don't know exactly what I need. And I like getting the tap land in here because I still have the anticipate devour flesh play available to me next turn. Unless that's what let me guarantee my turn 4 I get to play an untap thing. It's kind of annoying if you were to play 2 things this turn. But here, I figure I can take 1. I probably should just devour flesh, but I figure it's more mana efficient to forbidden alchemy. So I already have a flicker, or I already have a Chemiser, and I need the flicker. So that's what I take. 4 mana, I get to tap out and play gain 7 life. So Thomas is still not liking how unfair it is that I'm ahead on time. So now he gets, while I'm tapped out, he gets a double Defiant Strike, crunch at me for 5, and play a Devour Flesh blocker, which is super annoying to me. But at the same time, he's not gaining any life, and I get to gain 7. So I'm kind of winning this race already. There's the travel prep. That's sort of annoying. Good thing he only has 1 heroic creature, and he's not even attacking, and drawing Plummet is really sick. I would like a little bit more land. But basically, what happens here is that he misses his attack for 5. Says he misclicks. Types a blank, which is probably some sort of expletive, if I had to guess. The profanity filter doing its job. And then he sat there for about 1.5 minutes and let his clock run out. And he said thanks for the games in an email later after. But I really don't see how he can win this game when I have so much gas, so much life total, and flicker. So at minimum I can play I guess a turn I would like to set up is to say go, have him attack me for 5 in the air to go to 23. His end of turn, I attempt to plummet here. He can say no, counter it with some protection spell. I can then Forbidden Alchemy or Ghostly Flicker to gain 14 life, which is pretty unreal. Then when I can play Archaeomancer. I can either get back Flicker if I used it, or get back Plummet, and then Plummet again if I drew an untapped land. These other 2 creatures are just irrelevant. And if I finally just get all of his protection spells out of his hand with Plummet, then I just start Devour Fleshing, and that kills these things. And none of these 2 ground creatures can do anything to me when I have Flicker or Archaeomancer going. And so Forbidden Alchemy and Anticipate will just basically find me into exactly what I need. And I pretty much see myself never losing this game 3. Yeah, ever. So that's what this deck does. It just like puts yourself in pretty fun positions where you're just trying to get to that late game. The late game is the fun game. So yeah, so that was the end of round 5. Ended up 4-1 on the Swiss portion, and this is a really fun format. I like Extended Pauper League. I like Extended Pauper as a format. Treasure Cruise, only card banned, is because it's using the popper filter. Makes sense. I'd probably would have tried to have played Treasure Cruise if possible, but don't really need it. And this deck is cool. So for the top 8, I will likely run this deck back, but I have a couple up my sleeve in the brew tank. I like a mono black Exploit, Undying Evil, Devotion deck. I also like a blue black kind of control Archaeomancer Flicker deck. So yeah, I got other options. I've got mono red built as a really aggressive option, and I do like the white black control deck as well. Even though it did lose to hexproof, I feel like I improved the sideboard in white and black. Have the only answers to hexproof creatures in Devour Flesh and Celestial Flare, other than just our racing. So I really like that deck's potential matchup against hexproof, more so even than this deck. So we'll see. I have no idea what I'm going to play. I do like this deck a lot, though. So stay tuned for the top 8, which should be coming up in the next couple of videos, the next couple weeks. All right, thanks for watching.